in a time we create where there ain't no love. Where do I go? Where do I know? Not on the phone. Where am I on my own? They don't know my name. I get through the pain. Taste sweet on my face like it's lemonade. Tie me up in chains. I get through the pain. Taste sweet on my face like it's lemonade.
Stop taking, but still got a reflux. I drip out from the socket to a teacup. Drink up inside. Look when they peep us. Huge us in the belly of the beast, but outside there's a war going on your front lawn. Black Hawks see the red dawn horizon. Blind.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League brings us to First Energy Stadium in Cleveland, Ohio. The folks here in Cleveland, even though all the down years, have never stopped supporting their hometown guys, and we got evidence of that a moment ago as the Browns made their entrance. They are ready to do battle with the Cincinnati Bengals. Two teams here, each off to 1-0 starts as this one is underway on EA Sports. To return it, Darius Phillips. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder into ball carrier, and down he goes.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. The gun, it's Burrow. Eluding the pressure right. And the catch made, it's Tyler Boyd. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 19 yards right off the bat, and a quick first down. Little glimpse of his athleticism there and what they're going to have to deal with. He can use his legs to dance around back behind the line of scrimmage and beyond the line of scrimmage.
And wouldn't you love to get a copy of their defensive scouting report going into the week? Because that's been stressed the whole time. Keep him bottled up. Keep him in the pocket. But it's the first drive of the game and emotions are running high. Someone forgot that, trying to make a big play, and gave up a bigger one instead.
And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45. Well, I tell you what, when you get a running back who can move like that in the open field, that's something to take advantage of, and they certainly did there.
And first and foremost, this is all about vision. He can see the play developing right in front of him, and once he's past the line of scrimmage and got a full head of steam behind him, he's just going to keep right on going.
Back to Mixon on first down. And some room to roam now. Past the 20. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. Joe Mixon, his second touchdown on the season. And the Bengals are going to take a first-quarter lead.
The CD, I mean, there are touchdown runs, and then there are touchdown runs. And that one certainly fell into the latter category. And that deserves a couple exclamation points.
I think defensively, when you look at a play like that, that's when everyone looks at their teammates and starts shaking their heads a little bit, because now you're wondering, what are we in for? Worked all week to try and limit the big play ability that he possesses, and he winds up taking one to the house in the very first quarter. That was a tremendous run.
And he covered a lot of ground on that one, as evidenced by the final total there on Next Gen Stats.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They'll run for the first time with Kareem Hunt. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. This pass complete to Higgins. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so our offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
At the 47-yard line.
Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. Gets this to Kareem Hunt, his running back. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. That catch good for only a couple. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. And you know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
To throw again on second down. Mayfield trying to get it to Beckham, and it's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. They told us repeatedly earlier in the week in our meetings, we need some plays from our defense here on the road early. They got one.
And don't think they were above all week long pointing out to their defense that the other defense is rated higher than them. You going to let that happen, guys? Is that how we're going to play? And they responded to the challenge.
First down. Here's Burrow setting up the screen to Pirine. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
First down, Cincinnati.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
You can do money on this game. Come on, guys. What's going on? Up with us at,
Come on, guys. What are you doing?
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Mixon. A loss on that play, and now third down gets tougher. 3rd and 6.
And the pursuit that time was absolutely top-notch. He was looking to try and turn upfield somewhere. Kept trying to find a place. Somewhere never showed up.
And now on third down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. He finds his running back, Mixon. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. Boy, that's a 5-yard loss. 4th down now.
That's a nice clip and save sequence there defensively because they did everything as they would have wanted to. They forced the third down, blanketed the field with coverage, nowhere to go with the football, forced the dump off to the back, and even then they closed quickly and got him down behind the line of scrimmage. You name it, they did it well in that last sequence.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 to score as they start 1st and 10. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
From the 29, Mayfield, and it's hauled in by Austin Hooper. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
And there's a completion to Austin Hooper. What a big-time acquisition for this offense in Cleveland. Came from Atlanta as a 2-time Pro Bowler. Had nearly 800 yards in receptions and 6 touchdowns last year. And he spent a lot of time with his quarterback in order for them to...
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line.
Well, to me, it's pretty simple, and it's fairly obvious, isn't it? He's got to start making better decisions with the ball.
That's now 2 interceptions in the first quarter. After interception number 1, there was a long talk on the sideline. And now he's made another mistake.
Yeah, he's just been kind of laying these passes out there. He's kind of been floating them a little bit. He's got to be more decisive in his reads and definitely more decisive in throwing the ball. Rifle it in there every now and then. There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. That one will be incomplete. He caught it but could not stay in bounds for the long connection. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Well, it certainly appears that they're going to try and keep getting him the football. That's the 3rd time they've looked in his direction. Unfortunately, haven't completed one yet, but I'm not sure they're going to shy away from him. They feel like they've got something there, and they want to capitalize on it.
I think you're right. We're only in the first quarter, so a lot of opportunities ahead. On 2nd down, here's Mixon. Down right around the 25. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Burrow looking to pass. Open man, it's complete to Higgins. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. T. Higgins, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Bengals are able to grow their lead. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Now Mayfield lost the football, and the Bengals have recovered it. The defense, they were swarming that time and ultimately got to him before he could get rid of the football and knocked it free.
And don't you feel just a little bit of sympathy for him back there, though? So much going on, so much swirling around. He's trying to find someone downfield. He's trying to move around to find an open target. Sometimes you forget the number one thing, take care of the football.
And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the Browns' 19-yard line.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Burrow going to give this to Mixon. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Burrow will throw. And he's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Bengals add on to their lead.
For the point after.
Boy, these guys are off to the races, Charles. 20-0 already, extra point pending.
Yeah, you always hear that term. They just boat race someone. Heck, it's car race, motorcycle race, plane race, whatever you want. Right now, they are sprinting past them.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
Well, they're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. Mayfield on play action. And his throw here's incomplete. The intended receiver was Rashard Higgins. And now it's second down.
Eli Apple on the coverage.
From the gun, Mayfield. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, third down.
Third down and 10.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Going to the air again with Mayfield. And Mayfield again with the interception, his 3rd. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Burrow and the Bengals with a 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. He'll hand it off here. This is Mixon. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. It'll be a gain of 3, and it also takes us to the end of the first quarter of play. 21-0 our score after 1.
Bengals 21, Browns nothing.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Now it's Burrow. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah.
Complete.
4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
Well, they were unable to make anything really big out of that, but it's not a bad idea to find your tight end and give him an easy completion and keep moving things forward. Almost his bread and butter. It's a good running back dive play.
And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And this is picked up by the Browns. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line. These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case, wide receiver, you got to be careful.
Certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use all the time, completing the process of the catch. Well, it's after you do that where the trouble begins, right? Meaning you've tucked it away, you're trying to get downfield, but someone's always coming up trying to rake at the ball and knock it free.
Von Bell up to make the tackle.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Well, they certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. They'll go screen here to Hunt. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Boy, once you get Kareem Hunt in the open field, look out. He's got speed to burn, and he showed off the wheels on that one.
And we talk so much from a defensive perspective about scheming and finding ways to take away the run. That means the offense has to devise different ways to get the ball in the hands of their guy out of the backfield. Find open space, let him run, and big things can happen, and they did right there.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And across midfield he goes and into Bengal territory. Larry Ogunjobi there to make the tackle.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. Call it a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave him with a third and about 5.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
A nickel look now for the Bengals as they try to stop him here on third down. Flag comes in. This might be a free play. He finds Beckham complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. So with the completed pass and the yardage they got, they'll decline the penalty.
So obviously more yards on the pass completion than they would have gained with the penalty. They did the math. They did it well, and it works for them.
Mayfield leaves it for Hunt on the draw. Down to the 25. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Throwing. Mayfield. Looking left side. That's caught by Landry. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. That one a first down pickup of 8.
There's Jarvis Landry with a nice reception and pickup there. And when you say Pro Bowl, you better think Jarvis Landry. He's been selected to it every year since 2015. The only season he's missed, his rookie year. And he is durable and
blitz coming, and down he goes.
Now, the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though, and they could barely get a glove on him before he got the quarterback on the ground.
And if you're wondering how quick a quarterback's decision-making needs to be, and Next Gen Stats says that play took all of 2.8 seconds from beginning to end.
Mayfield and this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And that'll bring up 4th down as his Cincy defense stands up on 3rd. So 2 3rd down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a 3rd, and now they deal with 4th down. Now Cody Parkey out to try the field goal. And quite a bit of pizza in this box. It's a 53-yard attempt. And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So a dozen plays on that drive, CD, but in the end, it yields just the 3 points.
Well, they were able to keep the defense on the field for a long time, but let's be honest about it. That was about as unsatisfying a drive as you're going to get. 12 plays and you only get 3 points out of it. Not quite the ending they were looking for.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And last time, the fumble, the turnover. Now, they still have the lead, but I don't think coaches care. The turnovers will bother them no matter what the scoreboard says.
That's the relief that you still have the lead. But coaches look at what if and what it should be. Turning the ball over when they've got a chance to score more points and increase the lead, that's what's going to affect them.
And they're also thinking to future weeks, maybe when the game's closer, right?
No doubt about it. You want to clean up everything. Let's just be honest about it. They want everything to be perfect at all times. They don't want to give up anything that's going to hurt their team.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Burrow. And he slings one that's incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
The Bengals on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. They're passing here. Joe Burrow. That's taken in by Higgins. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Rookie to rookie on the hook up there, and it's a first down.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick a down, any down, even third down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. To the air again, Burrow. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's got some space here. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. A big play there. His second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. He's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over.
An extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. That'll be taken about a yard deep. And ultimately, he stopped right where he would have been if he had simply gone down to a knee at the 25. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kicker.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for a Bengals TD.
That's what I'm talking about.
That pick 6 extending this lead even further. And boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the third quarter. But if things don't improve fast then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the second half.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. From the gun, he'll set up to throw. And now here is another interception. Picked off by Mike Hilton. And the return will stop right around the 25. That is now 5 interceptions that he has thrown in this ball game. If I asked you to speculate what's possibly going on in his head, what would you say?
Well, if he's as mentally strong as I believe he is, he understands that not all of these picks have been his fault. You know, some of the throws, yes, but there have been a good number of them where he hasn't been helped by his own receivers, and they've turned into interceptions. So he knows if he keeps firing, perhaps good things can happen, not just in this game, but especially in later ones.
Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. He'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Flushed out right. He'll run it, and he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. 4 yards there as they let him out of the pocket, and he got enough for the first. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Mixon with a first down carry. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Joe Mixon, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Bengals just continue to pour it on. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
22-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right,
throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here, and sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
Well, partner, that's how you make a long drive suddenly not so long anymore. One big play, and they're already in field goal range with designs on getting more than that.
And finding the tight end Hooper. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. That catch good for only a couple.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Looking to throw again on second down. Mayfield. This will be caught just inside the 10. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Final play of the half, Mayfield. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Rashard Higgins. As time expires in the first half. And the Browns able to get this one back to within at least some measure of respectability. Cody Parkey is on now for the point after. And they get a bit of a respite here from what's been an otherwise dreadful first half of football. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Browns going to see the football first, but they trail here as we resume play on EA Sports. That'll be taken about a yard deep, and the half will begin with a touchback. The Cleveland offense ready to go. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
And there's a good catch by Odell Beckham Jr. And in 2019, even though it was one of the least productive seasons of his career, he was still a 1,000-yard receiver for the 5th time. Also caught the longest reception of his career as well, an 89-yard touchdown against the Jets on a Monday night. Explosive is Odell Beckham Jr.
Play fake. Mayfield. Forced out to his left. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
Got what they needed there. The drive continues with a 9-yard pickup.
And a nice carry and a first down for Cleveland. A nice pickup there by Nick Chubb, who's a bright spot for this Cleveland offense. He finished second in the league in rushing in 2019 with nearly 1,500 yards on the ground and got into the end zone 8 times. And how about this for durability? Has not missed a game in his NFL career. What a bounce back from a big-time knee injury while at the University of Georgia.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
On 2nd and 11 now. Mayfield. And my goodness, another interception. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. There he goes right side. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for a Bengals TD. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good, and that will extend this big lead.
And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Every time.
The Browns drive about to get started, and they gave up the pick 6, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful, because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
On first down, they'll run with Hunt. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose. And the Bengals grab it. And they are going to set up shop at the 32-yard line. There are two words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S. Ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in the meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down. After an incomplete pass on second down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Over the middle to Beckham. And he'll be brought down with the first down and a late flag here, too. And he may get a few more tacked on for good measure. So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march up another 15 against your squad.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it a second down.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Throwing again on second down. Mayfield. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
It's been clear in this matchup which side has been the more physical one. It's been this defense. And here's another example on that last play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Mayfield with it once more. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line.
There's Sam Hubbard that time in there to bring him to the ground.
Oh, that's a good job by Sam Hubbard getting home and getting the sack. And he does a nice job of setting the edge in the run game as well as applying pressure. Going into his 3rd season now, 14.5 sacks in his first 2 years. Pretty strong for the former 3rd-round selection out of Ohio State.
And that is going to be incomplete. The Browns unable to move the chains on 4th down. And the Bengals will get the football back. The Bengals drive about to get going. And last time out, another touchdown. And I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the 4th quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know,
and he's taken down. This will be a Brown sack. Jadeveon Clowney showing the explosiveness on the sack.
Well, so much for setting the tone of the drive offensively. Giving up a big sack that loses that kind of yardage, not a great start.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. Now it's Burrow. Setting up the screen to Pirine. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Samaje Pirine, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Bengals have got it on cruise control. Well, he's used to running it that distance. Here he had to catch it, too, before making the run. Heck of a play for the score.
There's not many things better for an offense than a back who is a complete guy who can run it and catch it. And we just saw him complete a big-time play for a touchdown.
That'll be taken about a yard deep. And we've got a penalty marker down here as he's able to get this only to the 20-yard line. Well, that holding call set him up with not great field position.
Not at all when you tack on the penalty. But that field position after the return wasn't terrific. It's not a great starting field position as well.
Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 from back at their own 10-yard line. He'll start things off with a handoff to Chubb. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
At his own 6-yard line.
Now Mayfield. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, you got to think that sooner or later they're going to hit one of those, but the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
Here's Jamie Gillen now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. And taken right on the 30. A good kick, 48 yards, 4 on the return. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10.
Their own 34-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
You know, we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? Where everything is working for them, every move they make works, it clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about.
37-yard line.
Again, it's Mixon. Looking for an opening, not much there. He'll get it to the 39. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go.
Not a whole lot of room to maneuver there, and I think that's because everyone took care of their responsibilities, filled their gaps, held their place. No place for him to run.
Yeah, looked good. Everything got funneled to the nose tackle. He swallowed him up. From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow. And that is incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Here's Kevin Huber now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Now Landry. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Browns will take over, 1st and 10. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
32-yard line.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves them with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Mayfield looks to throw. That's into the hands of Donovan Peoples-Jones. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Here's Mayfield. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. Big yardage there for the Browns, 18.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 43. And we're back now here in Cleveland. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. A first down throw for Mayfield. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards.
I don't know how well our microphones are picking it up for those of you at home, but Charles, you and I can hear it. A lot of groans right now coming from this crowd.
I don't know if we're picking up what's happening in the stadium or from the people who are supporting this team at home, because it's coming through loud and clear to you and me. This offense, they've been stuck in neutral much of the game, and on that last play, they actually went in reverse. I think this crowd would have liked neutral, don't you?
Yeah, neutral would have strongly been preferred. They'll take anything positive at this point.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And again, it's Mayfield. And this is caught at the 8. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Austin Hooper, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Browns are able to eat in just a bit to this sizable deficit. Parkey with the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. On the return, Phillips. And not a good return here at all, as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder into ball carrier, and down he goes.
Here's Joe Mixon as they start on the ground. And he'll be out of bounds right around the 20. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
3rd down and 2 yards to go.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down. Here's Kevin Huber now as he's on to punt for Cincinnati. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. Landry now on the return. It'll be a 48-yard punt, 5 there on the return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Browns drive about to get started.
Even though they were able to force the punt defensively, still a big hole to climb out of, especially at this late stage of the contest.
Throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 41. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
A 2nd down throw for Mayfield. And now here is another interception. Picked up by Jesse Bates. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. And a quick throw here, that's complete. That catch good for only a couple. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Out of the gun, it's Burrow. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Oftentimes when you lose in a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
A good return there, 17 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. The Cleveland offense ready to go. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. Throwing again here on 2nd down, this time complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains. And now we've got flags down. Looked like one of the Browns might have moved. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. From the gun, Mayfield gets this to Kareem Hunt, his running back. It's a gain of 7, and it'll be a 2nd down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Yeah, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And that's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones. And he is going to have a Browns 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. That was no 3rd and 2. That was 3rd and 16, but they get the conversion anyway. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 34. And my goodness, another interception. Ricardo Allen with a pick. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 for a Bengals TD.
Austin Seibert on for the point.
Oh, this is becoming tough to watch. I don't know that I've seen 3 pick 6s from the same quarterback in the same game.
And I know that many are going to scream at the coach about why did you let him stay out there to throw those. But truthfully, what are the odds that you're going to throw 3 pick 6s in a game? You want to leave them out there so they can work through some of the rough stuff.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more.
17. Austin Seibert set.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. Back to it after the pick 6, Mayfield. That one is caught by Hunt. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on third down.
This has been a rough one, to put it mildly, for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
And he's got his man. That's Landry. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Now Parkey for the extra point. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play.
63, Browns 24.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder into ball carrier, and down he goes.
And some room to work. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big pickup of 38.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Now Joe Mixon, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 47-yard line.
On 2nd down now, Mixon, and he's going to take this across the 50 into Browns territory. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive, not much sense. Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. Got an open man. That's C.J. Uzomah. And he is going to have a Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now the Browns signal for the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll run with Mixon. And for one of the first times all night, he is going to go nowhere as they bury him behind the line. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Burrow down to a knee, and that should be the final act of this one.
Well, Brandon, they're getting to 2-0, and this time they're able to take a knee at the end and secure the victory.
Preseason, coach said their goal, they obviously want to win everything. He said, I think we can get off to a 3-0 start. Well, here they are looking at 2-0 right now. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Bengals, It was a great all-around performance as they come out of this one with the victory. And they'll get a few extra days to savor this one before they take on the Philadelphia Eagles. Meanwhile, for the Browns, they'll fall to 1-1.
And they will be back home next week for a date with Washington.
That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.